Good morning, everybody. It's Zachary Cooper on Tuesday, May the 12th. Just checking in today, checking in with myself, actually, doing the work this morning and just kind of going on a lot of exploration of myself through this whole crazy time that we live in that has really kind of altered how I start my day and how I'm ending my day, and just realizing that there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of work to do on myself. And today's question actually that I was challenged with was, what do I imagine a new narrative could be to describe myself, how I want to feel about myself, especially when I'm by myself. And it was interesting. So we started with like a meditation, and we were thinking, and it was like kind of just kept asking the question, what do I imagine a new narrative could be to describe how I want to feel about myself, especially when I'm by myself? And then we start to write, and we start to just kind of let it flow and let it go, and just be there with it, really kind of stay out of here, right? Which is a challenging place for me. If you want to know anything about me, my mind stories can get me in big trouble. So I've always got to remind myself to be here, grounded, take that journey back to my heart. And the first thing I wrote down when I first thought was just to be that I'd be free to witness the moment and without attachment, and then always seeking the lesson in the moment with my heart leading the way and my ego quiet. And ego, is just a fancy word for mind, right? Like this guy. And I just went on this whole journey, like, of what's going on. But I realized that, like, so much in my life, the only limitations in my life are a result of the stories that I'm telling myself, or the stories that I've always told myself, right? Some of these stories have gone on forever and ever. And I realized that the evolution for me through this whole crazy time is to just dig in deep on myself. And the other day I got a comment, and at first I wanted to, I was kind of barbed, or I felt like it was kind of pulling me in, which is, well, who cares? Why do you work on yourself? And why do I want to know about you working on yourself? And then at first I was like wanting to react like, well, fine, then no, don't watch or whatever. And then I realized that there's a lesson in there for me. So the first story was react, response, pop, 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 pop. And then it was like, whoa, like, let's witness this for a minute. What is it that I'm feeling? And then, do I even need to respond? Do I even need to react? And really what it was for me, the response was an internal response, which is, what's the lesson in this? What is it teaching me? What story immediately started to play, right? And that's the story of judgment and like wanting people to like me, or what they think, or what they feel. And it was a very interesting moment for me, because this is a very much a learned behavior that I'm always working on. But it was to be a witness and to stay in my heart, let it lead the way, and just understand that every moment is an opportunity to witness and unpack, find the lesson, find the gift, and only offer when needed or when it's appropriate, and this goes even when I'm with people, right? Like, I don't need to respond. I don't need to always speak. I just need to be there and be present, and to hold that space, and to maybe ask a deeper question about what they're referring to. Like, how does that make you feel? Or is that true? Or whatever, but just to allow for them to be on their own journey. And then really for me, I'm on my own journey, just unpacking the lessons of the day. And what is it that this is teaching me? But there was an acronym that came out, and I got to give Joe Stump credit for this. I don't know if it's his or if but he referred to, it's much like ego, but he referred to the team. And the team are our thoughts, our emotions, our associations, and memories, which ultimately is a lot of ego, right? and I realized that this team could be an old team, or it could be a new team, right? So when I want to respond or I want to react, is that the old team or is that the new team? Because the new team wants to unpack the gift. It wants to understand the lesson. What is this teaching me? And as a parent, I realize how this plays into the role of like being present for my boys and not catching myself in reaction or response with them and just saying, what is it that they're teaching me? And ultimately, I'm the one that's growing up around them, right? They're not growing up, I'm growing up, and being conscious of my team, thoughts, emotions, associations, and memories. And team is a gift because it allows for me to discover those lessons. And we'll leave it at that today. But I'm sharing this with you because it allows for me to understand and process at a deeper level. And when I hang up from this or when I disconnect from this, it allows for me to go deeper on my own thoughts and processes. If it provokes thoughts or possibilities for you, then wonderful. But either way, that's what's going on for me today as I process the question that went really deep, which was, what do I imagine a new narrative could be to describe how I want to feel about myself, especially when I'm by myself? And I thank you, Joe Stump, for asking this question and allowing for me to go on my own self-discovery and journey, leading me to my insight, which I'll leave you with. My heart leads the way as a witness, seeking the lesson in every moment, as I am an expert in the business of myself. And there you have it. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.